Daniel felt a persistent unease. Life was moving along, but something felt off. He went through his days with a nagging feeling of discontent. He wasn't unhappy, not exactly, but he wasn't truly happy either. It was as if he was living on the surface of his own life, never diving into its depths. His relationships felt strained. Interactions with others often led to misunderstandings and frustration. Daniel felt a disconnect, unable to fully understand why he struggled to connect with the people around him. This only fueled his sense of unease, making him question his own actions and choices. He longed for a sense of peace, a feeling of belonging, but it felt constantly out of reach. Daniel knew something needed to change, but he couldn't quite put his finger on what it was. He was lost in a maze of his own thoughts and feelings, unsure of which path to take. One cloudy afternoon, Daniel found himself drawn to a peculiar antique shop tucked away on a quiet street. He had walked past it countless times before, but had never felt compelled to enter. This time, however, something about the shop seemed to beckon him inside. The interior was dimly lit and crammed with forgotten treasures. The air was thick with the scent of aged wood and musty fabric. As Daniel browsed the eclectic collection, his eyes fell upon an ornate, silver-framed mirror tucked away in a dusty corner. He felt an odd pull towards it, an inexplicable urge to look into its depths. Hesitantly, he stepped closer. As he gazed at his reflection, a strange sensation washed over him. It was as if the mirror was looking back at him, its surface shimmering with an ethereal glow. Daniel felt a flicker of fear. He instinctively took a step back, his heart pounding in his chest. This was no ordinary mirror, he realized. It was something more, something that both intrigued and terrified him. Despite his initial apprehension, Daniel found himself drawn back to the antique shop day after day. The mirror held a strange allure, a silent invitation he couldn't resist. Each time he stood before it, he saw more than just his physical reflection. He saw glimpses of his past actions, moments he had long buried in the recesses of his mind. The mirror didn't sugarcoat anything. It showed him his mistakes, his moments of selfishness, the times he had hurt others with careless words or thoughtless actions. Daniel saw the pain he had caused, reflected in the eyes of those he loved. He cringed at the memories that surfaced. He saw himself lashing out in anger, his words dripping with venom. He saw the hurt and disappointment in the eyes of his loved ones. The mirror forced him to confront the consequences of his actions, actions he had long tried to justify or forget. Each visit to the antique shop chipped away at the wall Daniel had built around his heart. He was forced to confront the truth about himself, a truth he had been avoiding for far too long. One evening, as Daniel stood before the mirror, a wave of emotion washed over him. It was a potent mix of shame, regret, and a profound sense of sadness for the pain he had caused. He slumped to the floor, burying his face in his hands, unable to bear the weight of his own reflection any longer. And then something shifted within him. As quickly as the despair had come, it began to recede. In its place bloomed a newfound clarity. Daniel realized that his past mistakes didn't define him. They were simply lessons, opportunities for growth and change. He saw that true strength lay not in denying his flaws, but in acknowledging them. He realized that by understanding his own emotions, by facing his past mistakes head-on, he could begin to heal and grow. Sitting there on the floor of the antique shop, surrounded by dusty relics of the past, Daniel experienced a profound awakening. He had found the missing piece of the puzzle, the key to unlocking his own happiness. The journey wasn't easy. Self-awareness was a double-edged sword, bringing with it not only clarity but also the responsibility to change. Daniel had to confront his deeply ingrained habits, his knee-jerk reactions, the patterns of behavior that had caused hurt and distance in his relationships. He started by apologizing. He reached out to those he had wronged, expressing his remorse and his commitment to doing better. It wasn't about seeking forgiveness, but about acknowledging the pain he had caused and taking ownership of his actions. He listened more, truly listened, striving to understand the perspectives of others. He practiced empathy, putting himself in the shoes of those around him. Slowly, he began to see how his words and actions impacted others, how even small gestures could ripple outwards, creating positive or negative consequences. Daniel realized that empathy wasn't just about understanding others. It was about understanding himself. By connecting with the emotions of others, he gained a deeper understanding of his own. As Daniel continued on his journey of self-discovery, he discovered that wisdom wasn't found in grand pronouncements or profound revelations. It was woven into the fabric of everyday life, present in the smallest of interactions. He found it in the way he reacted to a stressful situation, choosing patience over anger. He found it in the way he listened to a friend's problems, offering support instead of judgment. He found it in the quiet moments of reflection, taking the time to understand his own emotions before reacting to them. He learned to appreciate the simple things in life, finding joy in the warmth of the sun on his face and the laughter of loved ones. He started to notice the beauty in the ordinary, the intricate details of the world around him that he had previously overlooked. Daniel came to understand that self-awareness wasn't a destination, but a continuous journey. It was a process of constant learning, of stumbling and getting back up, of striving to be a little bit better each day. The most remarkable change in Daniel was the newfound sense of peace that permeated his being. The restlessness he had carried for so long gradually dissipated, replaced by a quiet confidence and inner strength. He no longer sought validation from others, for he had found it within himself. He embraced his imperfections, understanding that they were part of what made him unique. He learned to forgive himself for his past mistakes, knowing that he was a work in progress, always striving to learn and grow. The relationships in his life blossomed. Freed from the shackles of his own insecurities, Daniel was able to connect with others on a deeper level. He approached every interaction with empathy and understanding, fostering genuine connections built on trust and mutual respect. The discontent that had once plagued him was gone. In its place was a quiet joy, a deep appreciation for life and all its complexities. Daniel had finally found the inner peace he had been searching for, and it radiated outwards, touching the lives of everyone he encountered. Daniel's transformation didn't go unnoticed. People in the village remarked on his newfound calmness, his genuine warmth, and his ability to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. They were drawn to his positive energy, his ability to listen without judgment and offer support without trying to fix everything. He became a beacon of hope, a living testament to the transformative power of self-awareness. His story, whispered from neighbor to neighbor, inspired others to embark on their own journeys of self-discovery. The antique shop, once a place of dusty, forgotten objects, became a haven for those seeking their own reflections. People came from far and wide, drawn by the legend of the mirror and the young man who had found his truth within its depths. Daniel's story served as a powerful reminder that the greatest journey we ever embark on is the journey inwards. It is in the depths of self-awareness that we discover our true potential, unlock the wisdom within, and find lasting peace.